Hello, welcome to the video, welcome to JH Reviews. One of the most intriguing movies of the year is finally out, a movie called The Backrooms, and I have to say, the story behind it is just as interesting as the movie itself. But we will get into all of that. Let's review The Backrooms, and don't worry, there are no spoilers ahead. Let's go.
What did you find?
The place. I found a place.
The Backrooms phenomenon began in May 2019 on 4chan, when an anonymous user posted an unsettling photograph of an empty room with faded yellow wallpaper and beige carpet. Then in January 2022, a 16-year-old creator named Kane Parsons, better known online as Kane Pixels, uploaded a short Backrooms film to YouTube inspired by that image. The video exploded in popularity, gaining millions of views and eventually leading to a Hollywood adaptation with A24. So let's talk about that Hollywood adaptation. The A24 horror film The Backrooms is directed by Kane Parsons himself, follows a dejected furniture store owner and failed architect named Clark, who discovers the backrooms beneath his store, an endless yellow-walled maze-like dimension. From there, the film takes us on an incredibly strange journey alongside his therapist, Dr. Mary Klein, who also ventures into the unknown labyrinth. I became aware of the Backrooms through YouTube shorts and TikToks showing scary moments. I never actually played the games, but the premise always fascinated me. The psychological aspect of it all, the mystery, the claustrophobia, that feeling of anticipation and suspense, waiting for something to happen, when more often than not, it's just your own anxiety playing tricks on you. And I can honestly say that the film captured that feeling through the majority of its runtime. The opening scene and the found footage style had me on edge, panicking, freaking out, waiting for something to happen. It was incredibly unsettling and did a fantastic job of building tension. Whenever we were in the Backrooms, I just felt dread and unease. For me, that was a huge positive because it created fear through isolation and uncertainty rather than relying on constant jump scares. We had fantastic production design, fantastic sound design. The endless corridors, empty spaces and liminal environments looked genuinely creepy. The buzzing lights, distant noises and eerie silence all added to the horror. The psychological side of this film was done really well. And after learning that Kane Parsons was heavily involved, the creator behind the viral YouTube videos, it really felt like the movie respected the source material and what made it unique in the first place. Now Clark, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, was the more interesting character for me. There was a strange sense of empathy that I had for him throughout the movie. Then as we begin learning more about him, the way you view him starts to change. As for Dr. Mary Klein, played by Renate Reinsve, I struggled a little bit more with her character. Her storyline felt either very obvious or strangely puzzling. And I think once you've seen the film, or if you've seen the film, you know exactly what I mean, unless it's just me. That said, the acting from them was solid. Now here are my issues. I say that 3/4 of the movie was genuinely brilliant. There was a scene towards the latter part of the movie where the momentum just stopped. The mystery, the suspense, the intrigue, all of it disappeared for me. Personally, I think this movie would have worked better if we didn't really see the entity, or at least barely saw it. I think relying more on suspense, anticipation and imagination would have been far more effective. For me, that decision hurt the film, and I think I left the cinema feeling a little bitter because of it. The movie is definitely slow paced, but for this type of story, I actually think it worked really well, so no criticism there. Overall, The Backrooms is a unique horror experience and one I would recommend watching. Personally, I would have loved it if the movie had leaned even further into the found footage style. Those moments were where I felt the strongest sense of dread, unsafe in my own skin and horribly suspenseful in the best way. I also liked some of their callbacks to the original Backrooms concept. I thought they landed naturally and never felt forced. And honestly, I still think there is so much more to explore, so I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel. Here are my ratings for the film. The Backrooms is a nightmare built on anxiety. I rate this movie a 7 out of 10. Mostly an incredible psychological thriller, but by the end, there were a few things that just didn't work for me. Soundtrack, a 7 out of 10. The soundtrack added another layer of suspense and dread to what I was already feeling. There wasn't much music that I can specifically recall, but what was there definitely worked. Cast, 8 out of 10. If the set design was a cast member, I'll be given a 10 out of 10, but I think the actors did exactly what they needed to do. So that's my review on the Backrooms. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like YouTube is laying the foundations for the next generation of filmmakers, particularly in horror. We're getting some really good stuff. Talk to Me, Obsession, and now this, among others. Love to see it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the Backrooms in the comments below. And if you're new here, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It would mean a lot. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.